Hi, I'm Dan Smith of DPS Legal Counsel, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about a fundamental choice that every startup company, every entrepreneur has to make before they do just about anything else. And it's also one of the most fun things that you do as an entrepreneur or as the owner of a startup business, and that is choose the name that you're going to use for your business. Choose the name you're going to operate under tomorrow, next week, next year, long term. It's a big decision, obviously, but it's a fun decision to go ahead and try to decide what name you're going to use for your business. But before you make that final decision, there are 4 things at least you need to check to make sure that you get off on the right foot with your name and don't have a problem down the road. You need to fundamentally, you need to make sure that the name you choose is available to you and you're not going to have a problem with someone else claiming rights in that name or using that name for their business, causing confusion, causing competitive problems, whatever. You just don't want to go there. So you want to pick a name that's not going to be a problem. Besides picking a name you love, you want to make sure you get a name that's not going to cause difficulties for you. So what are the 4 things at least that you need to look at before you decide on your name? The first one is pretty simple, pretty obvious. Go to Google. Just Google the name. See if there are other companies out there doing business with that name. See what that name, when you put in that name that you love and that you've come up with, you put that into the Google search box. See what you come up with. It'll be interesting. And so that's the first step. Just Google it and see what happens. The second thing you should do is to look at the database that the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has for all the registered trademarks in the United States. And so you want to make sure when you're picking a name that you don't pick a name that's going to conflict with or possibly infringe upon a registered trademark or a application for a trademark that someone has filed. And so what you should do is go to the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office website, which is at uspto.gov. And there's a little box that'll say trademarks, trademark search. Go to that trademark search box, type in the name that you'd like to use, and see if anything comes up that is the same or highly similar to the name you want to use. That's one thing you can do. You can always hire a lawyer to do this kind of checking for you and to help advise you on the name, but these are some things that you can do yourself. So that's the second thing. Go to the USPTO website and check the name. The third thing is to look at the Secretary of State's website for the state or states that you're going to be doing business in and check their database to see if there are any businesses that have registered in that state with that name. For example, if you were going to start a business that was going to be essentially local and operate just in the state of Tennessee, where I am, you could go to the Tennessee Secretary of State's website, and if you can't find it, just Google it, you'll find it. And then there's a place for searching business entity filings. You go to the business entity filings page, type in the name that you're interested in, and click on it and see if there are any other businesses already existing in Tennessee with that name. For example, if you wanted to pick Acme Gizmos LLC, you would have to go to the Tennessee Secretary of State's website, go to the business entity filings page, type in Acme Gizmos LLC and see if anything comes up. Okay? Now, if you're going to operate in more than one state, you might want to check the Secretary of State's website in all those states as well to make sure that you're not going to have a problem. Okay, so that's 3 things: Google, USPTO, Secretary of State websites, and the 4th thing you want to do is to just go to a registrar of domain names like GoDaddy and type in the name, because you're going to want to get a website domain for your business anyway. Type in that name, see if that name is available. For most people, they're going to want to use whatever their business is .com. you might not want to, but that's typical. You want to just see if that name is available. And so those are, in addition to just helping you to see if other businesses might be out there with that name, it also is checking to see if the name that you want to use is going to be there for you when you want to set up your website. So there you go, 4 things that you need to check before you decide on a name. GoDaddy, this 4th thing I mentioned first this time. GoDaddy, the Secretary of State's websites, the USPTO website, and Google. If you do those things, you'll be well on your way to picking a good name. If you want to get help from a lawyer, they can also provide you with some assistance in making sure your name is a good name for your business. One thing you might want to do when you do a trademark search is, in addition to looking at the USPTO website, is you can do a full trademark search, which is going to pull up a lot of this other information from Secretary of State's websites, from Google, from other places. And a full trademark search, there are many companies that do full trademark searches on the internet. I don't have any affiliate marketing relationships with any of them. I have in the past used a company called Markify, Markify. I believe it's markify.com to do trademark searches. They're not expensive, and it does produce a lot of information that's helpful to you before you decide on a name. So I hope this video helps. I hope this helps you come up with a name that you love and is not going to be a problem for you going forward. As always, if you have any questions or need any help, just please feel free to get in touch. Thanks.